Sequels, except for a few, are often pretty bad, especially recently with many studios capitalising on previous RPs, resurrecting them with not a hundredth of the creativity or passion of the original, with the only interest being monetary.
Here comes the money!
Transforming what used to be art into content, and this has unfortunately happened to more fan-favourite franchises than less. But Blade Runner 2046 is different. 2046, 2046, 2046... It does what any good sequel does, which is build upon the original instead of trying to remake it. This film follows Kay, a replicant Blade Runner who is tracking down the child of a replicant, which was thought to be impossible, but on his journey discovers more about himself than he ever thought he would. Off the bat, I will say this film is not for everyone. It's a film that's patient and methodical, which personally I enjoy because a lot of movies now go for more of a fast pace, interjecting an action scene when there's been too much downtime, which isn't a bad thing by any means. It's just sometimes it feels like that's all we're getting. Because being honest, we've all got worse attention spans than a goldfish at this point. But this film has some nuts and is its own thing, feeling like a creative breath of fresh air. Now the world of 2049 is amazingly well realised. We rarely get a glimpse into the dystopian future. LA being this bleak reflection of its sunny self, being this rainy, dark, overpopulated cesspool with rampant commercial chaos, creating this undertone of greed and consumerism. Even the effort put into the background adverts creates an incredible atmosphere. We also see other places briefly like the wasteland full of junk and scavengers, a farm showing the bleak state of the natural world, also Vegas, which I enjoyed as this desolated abandoned city, but gives us a few glimpses at a more utopian period, such as with the hologram technology where we see Marilyn Monroe and Elvis Presley. I find that scene really great how the sound comes in and out because of the malfunctioning system, but not at moments you expect. Creating this feeling of uncertainty, matching what will happen between Kay and Deckard. Overall, the world building is excellent, as we get to see a variety of locations that have their own identity, but all feel connected, creating a great picture to us of the world of Blade Runner and the state it's in. Now, all this world building is complemented by gorgeous cinematography. In my opinion, some of the best in cinema, if not the best shot film ever. Honestly, so many of the shots in this film are like pieces of art, masterfully using colour and scale. Moving on to the characters, as mentioned, we follow Kay, a replicant who hunts down replicants.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But as the plot continues, we see him begin to become more rebellious, and trying to avoid direct spoilers, the way it plays around with the trope of the Chosen One is really creative in this film, and it's something I haven't really seen before. Also, Ryan Gosling's performance is pretty muted throughout most of the film, because he has been raised and treated as if he is like a robot. So when emotion cracks through, it's really powerful. All this combined creates a protagonist that feels new and unique. Harrison Ford returns as Deckard, but he isn't in the film a lot, which I like, as this film doesn't rely on nostalgia, bringing back enough of the past without it overshadowing its own story. We also have Joy, who's Kay's virtual girlfriend, which poses the great question of how much is real and how much is just programming, and the answer is more left to the audience's opinion, which I quite like. We've also got Jared Leto as the villain, and guess what, he's playing a weirdo, just like all these other roles, and at some point you start to wonder where the line blurs between person and performance.
He's gonna mob him.
Love is more so the physical villain, who is very unsettling because she's this replicant who is so close to being like a human but not quite. Now, moving on from the characters, I also really like the more overarching philosophy in this film, specifically the question of what is real. Is it to have a soul, but what is that? The characters in the film express to be real is to be born, but the film definitely wants you to question that with examples like Joy and especially the lead himself, Kay. The film really gets you thinking. Overall, this film is great, and it's such a shame it underperformed at the box office, because a third film could definitely work, but with the success of Denis Villeneuve's latest film Dune, maybe there's hope yet. If you like numbers, I would probably give this a 9 out of 10. If you're wondering why it's not a 10 after I've just praised it, it's because I don't have that old personal attachment myself, like something such as Star Wars, but in years to come it could definitely creep up. Alright, that's pretty much it, see ya.